Hey everybody, it's Primera Spot at 9-1 coming to you live today. We have our co-host SauceCityLitee,
Yeah.
and then we got our guest AJ,
Hey, what's up, guys?
and we got our other guest here, Deliriums.
Hello.
So we're gonna be chit-chatting about the last week's PWL matches and a bunch of things that are gonna come up in this next week coming up. So Sauce, how about I let you kick it?
Alright, well, obviously there was a lot of really intense matches, a lot of game-changing stuff that happened last weekend because it really affected the roster being the last weekend. And one being I would say, the most premier match of the night were the two undefeated teams in Invigorate and Synergy going head-to-head, which I think was quite a spectacle. I played in it, so I didn't really get to watch in the chat. But me playing in it personally was definitely a sweaty match. It was intense, and from what I heard, everyone in the chat was loving it. Uh, AJ, did you happen to see that match? Or were you preparing for your game? Because
Yeah,
I
I
know you
was
had a game.
as soon as we were actually all preparing for the to watch the match. As soon as we got done with our match, the entire team was watching it because it's like one of the biggest matches for like the PWL to watch and everyone in the community. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
over like it was like over 100 viewers and stuff. It was really big.
yeah, it was very popular. What did you think of that match?
Oh, it was actually a really well even match. You see two great teams just going at it, both undefeated in the league so far. So that's what hyped it up even more. And the hype was worth it. We saw Invigorate take the first match after a hard struggle with Supremacy, and then they come back, take the next match, and then it's 1-1, and everyone's just on their toes. It was a really nice match.
Yeah, what was definitely got me was we did so good on Kings Row, and then Dorado was so close. And then on Numbani, I think it was, they were pretty much, I would say, steamrolling us on their attack. And then at the end, we held them for like 4 minutes, and then they capped it. And a lot of people definitely thought like it was going to be synergy all the way, like they were just going to cap it with like a 5 minute time. And then on our attack, we steamrolled them back. So it definitely was very back and forth between both of the teams. Deliriums, did you happen to see that match?
Yes, I did. I thought it was very
And what are your
intense.
thoughts on it?
It was very intense. I enjoyed watching it since it was the top two teams going against each other. I honestly thought that Supremacy would have won 2-0 because I've scrimmed them once and played them in a comp match with my full team against their full team, and they seemed like very impressive players. But they fought back very hard, and like Supreme and Clan were just going off the entire time.
Well, let's not forget the best player in the world, SauceCityLitee, doing
Of
everything he
course, of
could.
course. They wouldn't be alive without the heals.
That's true, that's true. If there's one thing you need to know, bro. If a team loses, you did not beat the support players for that team. You beat the team the support players play for.
Yep.
Write that down. Write that
Yeah,
down.
one thing I actually saw during the match was that at the start of the basically the series and that it was Fibers and Depro. It was like a big 1v1 basically. Depro seemed like a little warmed up and he was popping off out of the start, and it's just Fibers took him a while to like get his shot, warm up. I feel like they really didn't have any like good warming up before that, but once Fibers warmed up in that, he was just popping off.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that got us personally was that Bastion switch on Nambani. I think that really changed the game, honestly. I know
The
that we used it on
Coordinators.
Dorado.
Yeah, man, I totally agree with that.
What about you, Premier?
I mean, I think they took a textbook example out of Egro Slayer's book and used the same comp they used against them.
Ghost Slays, yeah. Okay, well now that's done. Obviously Cryo or now Team Imminent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, now Team Imminent. You also played that night, if I'm
Yeah,
correct.
we went against Lionheart.
You went against Lionheart. And how did that game go? Tell everybody.
We were pretty confident going into the match. Not to sound cocky, like Raquel said in the last podcast. But you know, we had a lot of confidence. It was just even since like the qualifiers, honestly, we would have never thought Lionheart would have made it to the PWL. We were expecting One Trick actually, but you know, Lionheart pulled through in that. It was a pretty I want to say it was really close, but you know, it was one-sided the first map, and then the second map we got a little too cocky. We 2-0'd them, and then it was on Nepal, and then we got a little too cocky, and they kind of came back with a 2-2, and we got a little scared. And so it sucks that it had to end with them having a DQ. I forgot who disconnected, but yeah, I think as soon as they DQ'd, I think we just knew that that map was going to go to us. Too bad too. It was, you know, it was a really intense match at the end.
It was definitely intense. Obviously, Lionheart having a lot of connection issues throughout the weeks coming, and I think that if they do want to solidify their spot in the playoffs, going through the AWL Broken Bracket, that's something they definitely need to fix, because we can't have hamster internet going on and become a champion. But speaking of Lionheart, they are one half of the teams from the PWL that are going to be going into the open bracket, along with Cheeks Pucker. Cheeks Pucker was definitely having some roster issues as well, but they're looking to clear that up for the tournament this Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
To retain their spots in the playoffs. Deliriums, I know that you're on a team going into the AWL playoffs or the AWL bracket. How do you feel about that?
I don't feel too nervous at all. I just know that when we play at our best, that we're like amazing. But if we're having an off day, which hopefully won't be the case, we'll be slacking a little bit. But we're going in as the first seed, so we should have an easy bracket for maybe 2 rounds. But I think our biggest problem would probably just be Hale's team with Pharmacy, and that's
okay. Now, just to clear everybody up and everybody listening, what team do you play for?
One Trick.
One Trick. And what is your current record?
We are 6-1.
6-1. And
our
number
one
one
loss
seed.
is sadly because of a DQ.
DQ only, so pretty much undefeated is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any teams? Well, you know that there are going to be 2 PWL teams coming back for the open bracket. Are there any teams that you guys want to like save for the finals or face right away to get them out of the way?
Honestly, just because the big rivalry, because Warekel left our team, probably their team against IC and her. And then other than that, I would want to go against Cheeks Puckered because that was our DQ.
That was the only DQ. Well, you're going to definitely get your chance.
So we want those 2 teams.
So those are 2 teams you want. Any teams that you feel that wouldn't pose a challenge to you?
Starting up some drama, huh?
Yeah,
Okay, so
you know, that's what we gotta do.
Make it juicy.
Well,
Alright, let's hear it.
honestly, probably bottom half, like under the top 3, basically. So
Under top 3.
I think Fortify's team might be good. Well, discrepancy, Fortify
Might
and
be
Warekel's
good.
team.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we can take them, but I feel like everyone else under that will just be a breeze.
So you're confident in making it into the league, that you feel that on your best day, that you're wiping the floor with all these teams, is what you're telling us?
100%.
Awesome. Now, AJ, you're in the actual playoffs, hitting the 6th seed. Are there any teams in the AWL open bracket that you see as a threat?
I see none of the teams as a threat, honestly.
Wow.
Are there any teams that you want to see win, though, so that you could play them in the
Team
playoffs?
that I want to see win, and of course, One Trick. You know, we've always had like such a low connection with. You know, they've always been like our team to like to scrim against. You know, I'm really good friends with Goshi, however you pronounce it. And,
Don't even know his name. There we go.
Wow.
There's drama, boys. There's
I
drama.
I can't pronounce
It's like, oh, whatever that guy's name is, yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just that is just it's a fun team basically, and I'm in the PW.
So
And,
that's one team.
Last team would have to be Calamity Warehouse team. All I hear is just I don't see this team as a threat. I don't see that team as a threat. But I just want to see how they do in the PWO. AWL's
So you want them to put their money where their mouth is. Put
That's
up
what I
and
want to
shut
see
up.
them in.
Put up and shut up.
Exactly.
Get bodied.
Nah, get bodied. That's awesome. Now that's going to be on Friday. Also for that AWL teams, you guys are going to have to submit your rosters by Wednesday. We might make an extension due to it being like a huge playoffs, but you still need to submit your 9-man roster to me, SauceCityLitee, or Hojin in the Discord so that we have it down, because no changes or no like random people are just going to be able to play for your team. Like they have to be on your roster. Now, past that, we have the playoffs, the actual playoffs after the Open Mic happening on Saturday. How confident are you going through that, AJ?
Honestly, I'm not that confident, but if my team just has to hype me up, it's just because we've been going through some connection issues. Really, we're gonna be working hard this week, practicing and scrimming teams. We're actually scrimming Supremacy in an hour and a half.
That's definitely one of the teams you want to be scrimming against.
Yeah, top 2 teams. But yeah, man, it's just I know I'm supposed to be team captain. I'm supposed to be really confident, but it's just how we're performing right now with our we're not. Some of us aren't getting online a lot. I feel like if we just Oh, okay. Yeah, I just feel like it's just more of that. If we just practice like how we did before the qualifiers tournament, the gauntlet, we should be fine. But right now, we haven't got practice yet, and I'm just kind of iffy. If I'm being honest,
Definitely looked really strong in the gauntlet. I mean, me personally, I didn't see your team coming out of it. There was a lot of really strong teams in there, but
I thought you were gonna get
you guys definitely showed this. Yeah, I definitely thought y'all were gonna get bodied, but you guys definitely showed us that you guys could hang. And I was 100%. Yeah, I was 100% surprised, but you guys put up and didn't shut up. I know that you guys definitely have some new changes to your roster because of the whole situation that happened with Darkstar.
Yeah.
And so, do you want to tell the people anything about that, or are you trying to keep it a secret?
Toxic.
Who you picking up?
Why you
that was 2 weeks ago. It's fine. It's not like a bad thing. So
no, I mean
what happened...
roster-wise, not the situation that happened between you guys.
I was just gonna explain it. I mean, it's not like a big thing. I don't think that my former teammate would really care. But it's just more that
the floor is yours, bro. The floor is yours.
Well, because I just want to explain, because some people are kind of curious, why are you guys because we forfeited 3 matches in our entire season, and that looks really bad.
It does. It does.
And so, the second week into the season, we had Darkstar on our team, and Darkstar is not kind of known for having the best attitude during a game, but Darkstar doesn't just he's not just toxic and he plays bad. In the qualifiers, he's is one of the best Pharahs. When he's warmed up, he's a great player. But it's just second week, we had him switch off a character that he wanted to play, and so then he just got real toxic towards it. He started throwing the match. We're all right, we'll give you one more chance. And so third week comes in. Soon as the match starts, we're like, Darkstar, can you play Roadhog for us? We're gonna be running a triple tank real quick. And he just turns off his mic. He switches to Tracer, starts spamming tanks, and jumps off the map.
Oh man.
And so we were just why are we even playing right now? And so we had to forfeit that match, and it was really upsetting too, because we had a big rivalry against Armory. We wanted to versus
I
Mike.
honestly would have
I
loved
heard
to see
some
that match.
drama.
I would definitely love to see that match especially between two teams that like have drama. It really brings out like the best in some players. Um, Now your opponent for your first match is going to be Resilience. That's A Bounce's team or
Sir
The team with
Commanders
Sir
or
Commander C
Chris.
and
Sir
them.
Commander. Yeah, Sir Commander is the captain now. I'm sorry, I was drawing a blank. But that's going to be Sir Commander's team. I don't know if you want to like tell us any preparations you're making and things like that, but how do you
Um,
feel going into that match alone, besides
I
the rest of
feel
the playoffs?
I feel like if we just practice, because I'm not gonna lie, Resilience is a really good team. They're up there. Like, I see them as a strong team.
Yeah, I
Uh,
would say like on any given day they could go from super hot to super cold. So it honestly depends on which resilience that you get.
yeah, it's all about their mojo
Um,
and stuff.
yeah, but if they were in front of you right now, what would you tell them?
They're asking me for a league match right now. Honestly, I'd be like, just let us practice a little more, But in a week, when it comes to Saturday when we have the playoff tournament, I'll be ready. It's gonna be a good match. It's gonna be really fun to play against them.
What you're supposed to say is we're gonna body them. I got you, bro. I got you. That's what you gotta say.
No hate to you, Milo. Shouts out to you, man. No hate.
Sauce playing the
Um,
Hawk right now.
There we go. There we go. Now, Deliriums, if your team makes it, there are two seeds for you to go against. It's going to be either Supremacy or Invigorate. Depending on your seeding, is there a team that you'd rather face?
I think I'd rather face Invigorate.
You'd rather face Invigorate. Okay, so you want to get bodied by me. Awesome, awesome. What's your mindset going into that matchup with Invigorate if you make the playoffs?
As long as me and Goshi are communicating really well, we're probably gonna body you, and then get Supreme our two priority, and then I think we can just go from there. I trust Excel to handle Die Clan.
Well, if
love
I
it,
have anything
man.
to say about it, I'm gonna body everybody.
Better be
Don't
getting
be
sweeps.
surprised if I come out on the Genji. I am the best Genji in the game. No, I definitely be looking forward to playing you guys. I do know you guys are a really good team. XL's pinning arrows out of the air left and right, so
Yeah.
I don't know if D-Pro's ready for that. um, Now, let's say you guys get the Supremacy spot. What is your mindset going into that game?
It really depends on what setup they use against us. I know their dive can be really strong, which is why, and our roster's kind of like, it's sort of flexible, but we need like a Roadhog or something to be able to deal with them. I think if our Roadhog is playing at his best, we'll be fine. But otherwise, we're gonna be limited because their hit scan. Ryan's an amazing McCree. I know that.
Roadhog is the best character in the game. I do agree.
Yeah.
If your team has a
Shuts down
really,
everything.
really strong Roadhog, he's just so hard to deal with. He requires so much attention.
Yeah, man, he's a real complex. There's a high skill gap for Roadhog, basically.
There is the highest of skill gaps for Roadhog. Primera, do you have anything to add about the playoffs coming up this week?
Not too much. Like, I just want to see these matches happen. I feel like if some of the wishy-washy teams actually get their stuff together and come out looking pretty strong, we can see some upsets. Like, I'm all about the drama and I'm all about, having an entertaining time. So I want to see some upsets. Like everybody's pretty much thinking either Supremacy or Invigorate, depending on who's gonna come out on top, is gonna win it based on what their performance before.
Hey, there can't be any bias
You need some water
things
sauce?
in here,
I
right?
think you got something in your.
Invigorate got the best, got the two best players in the game on their team.
Maybe. But like,
I
who
know,
knows?
man.
Ego
Aaron's is
Slayers.
insane.
Yeah, Aaron's is insane, bro. As the second best player on the team, he's really insane, bro. Nah, I definitely like. I love all the guys on the video. Really fun playing with them. Like I said, it honestly all depends who has their shit together more. But I don't really know how to word that without saying that word. But yeah, definitely, it really depends on who has everything together, who's more coordinated, who's protecting their supports,
Who's
obviously,
not throwing?
who's definitely not throwing.
Yeah, man, that's a big issue for some teams, I guess.
I can't believe
Um,
it.
Now, me being a member of Invigorate, I obviously think that we're about to body everybody. I'm calling 3-0s, 2-0s. We're leaving everybody with donuts on the other side.
I think we're actually in your bracket. If we beat Resilience, we go
If
straight
you
to
beat
you guys.
Resilience, if we beat whoever comes up from
One trick,
the
which you're not gonna
AWL,
beat.
my bad. When we wipe the
You guys
floor
lose
with
to
one
one
trick, when we wipe the floor with one trick,
When we get our first bye in the match,
and
basically a
then
bye.
basically, and then we go up against Cryo, and then I think it's gonna be a 2-0. I'm pretty sure. Let me read the bracket and make sure. Yeah, I see a 2-0. I see a 2-0 in your future. But definitely, I do think that the playoffs are gonna bring out a lot of people that we don't expect to go crazy and that are gonna go crazy. Like I think certain players on certain teams are just gonna go absolutely off and make a name for themselves just off the playoffs.
I agree with that on some level. Not so much the second round, but I feel like you guys are
I
gonna go
don't agree
far.
with the
I like
first
your
round.
guys' team.
Oh yeah, and I mean the second round's only gonna be 2 rounds. You know, it's only gonna be 2 rounds. They're gonna 2-0 you.
Hey man, I'm just trying to see
But
some
I'm
good
definitely looking
matches.
forward to seeing how everything plays out. The only actual other matchup that we know of is going to be Armory Esports and Ego Slayers. That is a definite match.
That's gonna be
What
who
are
throws less.
what are your opinions on that, Primera? I guess we start with you.
Um, like I just said, I think that comes down to who's gonna throw less. Ego Slayers came out in the PWL looking really hot, and then they are colder than my heart right now. So I don't know where I'm gonna put them. Armory's picking up I think key to success and Twitters. They might be looking pretty strong in terms of rosters. They might give Egos a run for their money. So who knows? Like that's one of my upsets that I want to happen. As much as I want it,
Damn, Primera
I
going
just.
against the Ego Slayers.
I
Hey man,
see.
I am a big
Once
fan of
branded
those
the
who
name
slays
in the
East,
Discord. Once branded
but
the name in the Discord.
hey man, throw me under the bus. I just want to see some good matches. Like I feel like
Yeah,
Armory
I could
has
see
really
that,
fallen since
actually.
what they were before, because they were a really strong team back in the day. Now they're looking kind of washed. But like I said, with this new roster, hopefully they could come out. Same thing
He
with
said
Egos,
soap
like
and water, boy. Laundry detergent, everything. He's throwing all the Mr. Clean at it,
you know.
Febreze, everything's going on.
And I hope that these AWL team brackets they actually come on and actually do something against these teams, because I mean they're a little in the rough spot because they're going to be taking on the one or two best teams in the league, so it's going to be hard to measure their their match, compared to them in another, if they're going to be playing like
Oh no,
I don't
yeah, if
know
they were to be
Armory
playing
or
like other
Lionheart,
Yeah, I know
AWL
what you
teams,
mean.
they're going to
like
be playing the stronger of the teams in
yeah,
the
yeah.
PWL.
So hopefully it's not a blowout. Like I want to see
Well, I
some
mean, I
back.
only know one of them is going to definitely be a
Yeah, yeah.
blowout.
I think
Like, for
I think
sure, you know what I
somebody
mean?
told me that he foresaw a 2-0 in their future, but my
I
mind's
foresee
slipping
a
right
lot of
now.
two. I foresee a lot of 2-0s going on.
Honestly, if we're being honest, like I'm just gonna be real here for a minute. First team that goes against Supremacy, coming straight out of the AWL, I honestly see that as a bye. Like I'm sorry to the team that wins it, but Supremacy is just such a strong team. Treating treating like the lower PWL teams like an AWL teams.
Hey man, let's not forget
Alright,
Supremacy has used their disconnect already. So if they
that's
disconnect
true.
again, they might as well be throwing just as hard as Ego Slayers or Armory. Like that's what I say. Like right now, this is the end. Like anybody can throw, and I just want to see people throw because that's hilarious to watch as a viewer. You know, as a player, you
That's
probably be raging at your teammates. Like, why can't you get better
Bro, I'll
internet? You
be
play in an
flipping.
online league. You should have better internet.
I'm telling you, bro. Every disconnect I've seen happen, all I picture is the kids next door hamsters taking like a day off. Like all the like the little hamster wheels are spinning, and then they just leave, and then all the electricity now.
You're right. You're right.
Deliriums, like we were talking about the match between Ego Slayers and Armory Esports. What are your opinions on that?
I think Ego Slayer's gonna win it.
Think
I
Ego
think it'll probably be a
Slayers
close
win?
game, but Ego Slayers will win.
Any particular reason why you're choosing them?
No offense to Armory, but we scrimmed them one time. We did lose the maps, but the only reason we lost the maps is because they switched to Pharmacy, and we kind of just ignored it. Because we wanted to try
Yeah,
our own
pharmacy
thing.
is definitely not something you could ignore.
Yeah, we kind of
So
just like
evil.
let it go, and then we're just like, just keep running what we're running, because we just wanted to practice that, not like do hit scan or anything, because we're confident in our hit scan abilities to take down Pharmacy.
Yeah.
But it was like in all the scrims, we were winning for the most part until that happened.
So pharmacy is a
I think
big
if we're in an
no-no
actual
for you
match
guys.
against them, or if anyone was in a match against them and they switched to a hit scan, they'd be able to handle it.
All right. So Ego Slayers, we got, I'm guessing, 2 votes for. Now AJ, I'm gonna ask you this because I know that you have beef with Armory, but I recall that in your game versus E-Girl Slayers, there was a certain phrase that was coined saying there's a difference between PWL and AWL when you guys came up. What are your opinions on this match between E-Girl Slayers and Armory Esports?
Well, I'll give my unbiased opinion. I'll try and keep the drama to like a limit on this podcast, but it's just I don't know. On the last PWL match of the season when Armory went against Lionheart, Lionheart's like a team that we it was really one-sided, with us, and I saw Armory struggling with them. They won in overtime, like barely, and going against like a like E-Girl Slayer that's like, that just runs the pharmacy, all dive, we see an old striatum strat coming right back into the PWO. And I don't know, it's just I'm gonna have to give it to E-Girls for that.
So a lot of favoritism over here for you girls. Like I said, I got friends on both sides, so I'm just gonna keep it neutral because everybody's gonna lose to us in the end. So whoever wins is on that side.
Now, what are your guys' thoughts on next season? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, Sauce, if the 2 people from the AWL comes up, will they take the new spots? Or will we be having a separate tourney for that?
We are discussing something, and this is something that we're gonna bring to the people in the community up. But we're trying to decide if we should keep the people or hold another gauntlet tournament or hold another gauntlet tournament for more than 2 spots, thinking maybe 4 spots. But this is something that we're going to talk to you guys later about.
Right.
But as of now, it's the people from the AWL that come up, or whoever comes up from that
It's
is
just for
going
the
to be
playoffs.
keeping their spots. It's just for the playoffs.
Okay, cool. Well, I think my question still stands. Like, who do you think for next season are going to join the PWL league? And who are just going to stay in the AWL for again?
Let me see. Let me take a look.
Because I'm going to be honest. I don't know any of these teams. I only know Lionheart because they played. I know Cheeks because they played. One Trick I remember because that was the Toxic Mercy. Now she's on another team and she was talking some smack. So, like, I know like 4 teams. One Trick, that was her old team. So, like, I only know, like, maybe 4 teams out of, the 16 I think we're having? So,
Along with these teams that we actually sort of know, they were free agency teams made that, personally myself, I don't know if I but, like, we haven't seen them play. So they could have a lot of hidden talent on those teams that come up. That's why this AWL bracket, there are some teams from that that were free agents are gonna really I'm looking for them to really shake things up.
All right.
But as far as who I think's gonna come up, as I've heard Calamity say they're pretty much undefeated. Now, I'm hearing One Chick's undefeated. I know discrepancy plays a lot, so maybe their just amount of games they played will show team bonding. I know Cheeks is getting a new roster. They're fixing up their support area, and Lionheart, hopefully their connection works out because they did already make it through a gauntlet. So like I said, it's at this point to me it's really up in the air on who's gonna make it.
All righty. AJ, your thoughts on this?
Sorry, I kind of blacked out for a bit. We're talking about the AWL teams, right?
You're throwing.
Yeah, but for next season, who do we think?
Next season,
mind you, there are free agent teams that have been made recently.
Yeah, that's a funny thing right there. I'd have to say, well, if we're gonna say next season, which teams, we're gonna be discounting the teams that actually make it to the PWO. Could we be a little more specific with the question?
Boy, do you think Lionheart, Cheeks, Discrepancy, One Trick, Calamity, Death Wish, Budget Road, Team XGO, Boomerang Nebula, Optimum, Wolfbot, Kachow, Blackwater, Event Horizon, Exodus, and the Spirit Shark? Which one of those do you think would join the PWL for the next season? God.
Well, for the next season, I'm gonna have to give it to the homie the Rad Dog with the Poon Platoon. Sorry my language. And then I'd have to also give it to Addison's team. Addison's the homie, and 2-4 right now. I feel like they could do better.
So for the next season, you think that, because I do know that I don't know if they still have him, but they did pick up Creeping Death in a few games. If they have him as a permanent player, their roster definitely got a lot stronger. He's a really good hit scan. I know he started to play Tracer as well.
Yeah, man.
So like I said, of course with the seasons and the off season, so to speak, there's going to be a lot of roster moves. People want to get off of teams and go into other teams. So more powerhouse teams could end up forming that we don't know about just yet.
That is true.
I agree.
I will leave
you said it right.
Time I have.
So I didn't have a lot of good input for this question.
Obviously, Deliriums is going to say One Trick. Obviously, Deliriums is going to say One Trick.
Okay, so if my team doesn't make it, I think I see Discrepancy and it's between Fortify and Calamity, but I have stronger faith in Fortify's team.
Stronger faith? Damn, a lot of hostility towards Calamity.
I know, man. I love it.
I wonder why.
When you're a pharmacy team only.
That's true. When you are Ebola, nobody likes Ebola. I think that's all the topics we have to discuss for today. Is there anything else from there?
Looking at our list, no, we pretty much covered all the topics and a little extra. If anybody of you two guests have any shout-outs or, last minute, this is how I'm going to end my time in the podcast, this is your time.
I'd have to give a shout-out, to my team, especially to Ironic, and I have to give a shout-out to Werecal, That's all I heard. All I heard last podcast was just, AG this, AG that.
Oh, man.
Workout, let me see you in the playoffs.
Like maybe
AJ's been writing down for a week all disses he's gonna say that. He's been like, I'm ready for the payback.
Just working on the E's. Like Sauce says.
Whoa.
Okay.
I'm leaving them.
You heard it here, folks. You got it.
Alright, Delirium. So, you have any shout-outs already?
Deliriums. Where's these shout-outs?
Yeah, Delirium. You got any shout-outs, man?
Let me
Shout
talk
out
to
to all
the
that they're
producers.
getting pinned out of the air by Excel. Suspect is next,
Mhm.
probably, and Kale.
Oh, so he's
Ooh.
gonna double pin
Mhm.
them, is what you're saying? That's crazy. If I've never
And
seen that.
shout out to LJ for getting sniped across the map in the match that we got DQ'd in, then, in a fair
Hmm.
1v.
That's funny. That's
Oh,
funny.
one last shout out though. Shout out to Frosty. He has a bad rep in the PWL, but he's a good guy, and we just new team and org to him. So look out for Team Eminent. No longer
Shout out to
private.
Geeks for basically losing to us, but DQ.
All
Oh
right. All right.
man.
That's all I
Sauce,
have to
what are
say.
your final words on this?
I just wanna shout out to all the E's out there. You're all beautiful. Um,
Retweet
and
that.
and I just wanna say like I just can't wait for this weekend. Shout out to my team. Shout out to Invigorate. The best player in the world who don't use a mic, Supreme Aaron. D-Pro, who's just the best tracer in the world. Cyclin, who's a Reinhardt that don't have a shield because he just never has it up. Logging out, just yelling at everybody in the chat. Golden Bullet's one of the best Genjis and one of the best off tanks I've seen play. But I love my team.
All right, coolly. Well, you heard it right here, folks. You got Deliriums, captain of One Trick. You got AJ, captain of
Eminent.
Eminent now. Yes. SauceCityLitee, the best support on
Best
Invigorate.
player in the world.
I'm pretty sure Sauce has a quote is be like, I'm a god. I think somebody always
I'm a
puts
god.
that in the general chat.
I
I'm,
am
I'm
a
pretty
god.
sure I've seen that around. And my shout outs, I don't really have a shout out since I do this almost every week with you guys. Shout out to Sauce for being the homie and helping me out with everything that I gotta do for you guys. It really helps. Remember never to at me, because most likely I don't want to talk to you.
Don't ask.
But besides that, I hope everybody's having fun in our league. I hope everybody is feeling as a part of the league. I know we've been trying to do a lot of new things with this league, as in trying to get all the AWL teams as a part, either on stream or in some event. All the PWL teams, we've been really trying to get everybody streamed out there, because we heard from everyone that everybody wants to be streamed. So remember, if we come to you guys asking, who wouldn't want to be on a podcast, who wants to be this, remember, our league is only as strong as our community. So if you guys really want this to grow, it's gonna need some effort from you guys too, and we're always here. If you guys any constructive criticism, if you have any ideas, let us know. General is not the place to let us know, because most of the time it's just gonna get hidden by a bunch of commands and such like that. Hit us up in our DM. Sauce is always online. I'm always online at night. Check out our admin. He pretty much just runs the Discord. So if you have mostly Discord questions, he is your guy to go to. Brett's just pretty much the scapegoat, because I am the owner of this league. Just so you know.
Also, like Primera was saying, Deliriums and AJ's actually both approached me about being on the podcast. So if you do want to be on the podcast and get your voice heard out there, just even approaching me is a great way to get on.
Remember, we're by the people for the people. So if you have something to say, let us know. Let us know.
By the people.
Yeah.
You reversed that right there.
Whatever. I didn't make up the slogan. Okay, that's your baby.
Listen, I am the slogan, man.
Alrighty. So that's pretty much gonna be it for us. Saying your peace out, guys.
Peace out, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Alright, you guys are beautiful.
Alrighty, peace out, dudes.